We are going to review Super Dragon Ball. Oh god, I said it again. I meant Dragon Ball Superheroes. And before I talk about this movie, I will put a few memes to us because of the recent interview with Akira Toriyama and how he mentions that Dragon Ball Super is just a casual continuity, meaning, say it with me, fanboys, it's non-canon. Exactly. To be honest, Dragon Ball has no canonity, but if you want to play that game, I'm willing to play with you. So, here you go. If a grand side story isn't considered canon, then a casual continuity can be considered canon either. And yeah, it's kinda funny how Toriyama roasted Dragon Ball Super like 3 times already. He was disappointed by the animation. He forgot that it even exists. And lastly, uh, the casual continuity thing. Uh, kind of, kind of weird, isn't it? The review itself will be spoiler free. As in spoiler free, I mean I won't spoil the ending and what exactly will happen, such as those hype situations. Like you probably know what I'm talking about. But a few things will be spoiled, so uh, be aware of that. But I think that's necessary information for you to know before you go and see the movie. Dragon Ball Super is by far the weakest Dragon Ball series so far. It sadly seems like the movie is also following such standards. Kind of funny, right? Dragon Ball Super is so inconsistent. You can say it's consistently inconsistent. So there's some consistency in the franchise, in this series. So if you want to comfort some Dragon Ball Super fans, here you go. The Red Ribbon Army is back with another set of never mentioned members that create machines that can pose a threat to the good guys. It makes you wonder why these guys were never mentioned so far, except for the same reason as always. Toriyama didn't think of them. There are other problems that jump from minor to questionable to if that were possible, why didn't they do it before? Bulma still uses the Dragon Balls to make herself look more beautiful, following the tradition of Dragon Balls being misused for selfish reasons. Hashtag Shadow Dragons did nothing wrong. There is a reason given why she does that, but it it's just stupid. You would expect the Dragon Balls to be kept in a secure place in case of crisis, not wasting their wishes like that for trivial and selfish reasons, but keeps them in for the times of need. As the real problem starts here, and Piccolo's wish to wish his potential being unlocked. Um, why didn't they do it until now? Honestly, you know how much time has been wasted for us to see these characters train and grow for the next pop. Piccolo fused with God so he can fight Cell. Most of his efforts has been in vain, since just vision from the Dragon Balls could have solved several issues in the story. And that's not the only time stuff like that has been added, because there are several free power-ups that nobody else is using. You have the Super Saiyan God ritual, nobody uses it but Goku. You have nobody carries the Potara in cases of crisis, considering Goku and the gang have a good relationship with the gods, and that should not have been an issue. It worked in GT because there were no replacement for the Potara, and yeah, it was, even if it were permanent. So a lot of these things are just there for everyone to solve, to get a free power up, but nobody does it because who gives a fuck? Meanwhile, we see Goku, Vegeta, Broly train so Broly can use his power. You know, that scene is pointless. Why not just use from a wish from the dragon to have your potential unlocked like Piccolo and have your power under control? And same Gohan. Gohan keeps regressing back to his powerless self and needs to start training from scratch. He could just wish his potential never to waver or his power to decrease, and every time he trains he just gets stronger. In fact, he doesn't even need to train then. He could focus his time with his family and his research if he just wished never to drop in his power. Speaking of Gohan, this movie is obviously about him. Not only did he neglect his training again and became a weak sauce, but also neglected his family because of his research. So this movie focuses on Gohan to reach his peak again. And this has been done so often it makes you wonder why Gohan keeps getting all these powers and needs, if he has to work from scratch again. They can make movies like that over and over and over again, and people are hyped for it. Also, visuals the visuals have improved in this movie, but again, as good as the visuals can look in CGI, it used to look like a Tenkaichi Budokai game trailer, but they are still not visually pleasing for a Dragon Ball movie. Our disappointment if considering Dragon Ball Super Broly set a standards for fans what to expect from future production. Overall, I suggest you skip this movie. The meat of the plot takes a while to get through, and not everything, and not it's not something we haven't seen thus far.